An NFL team is nothing without its quarterback, but not every quarterback is good. Some of them are bad. So Kyle and I wanted to sit down and talk about the different tiers of quarterbacks that are currently playing in the NFL. Which ones could realistically lead their team to a Super Bowl? Which ones are just keeping the team afloat? And which ones are no better than a backup? All that and more in this video. Let's get into it.
Right, welcome back. So we are about, let's say, halfway through the NFL season, just about. And it feels, I think I said this literally in our last NFL video, but it feels like a lot of the pictures being, slowly zoomed in on. Maybe the focus is becoming clearer in terms of which teams are at the top, which teams are at the bottom. And specifically, one thing that gets brought up a ton are the quarterbacks of these teams. And with certain teams, it feels like, there's, like the inevitable Mahomes, like obviously, no matter, even though the Chiefs didn't have a great start to the season, you still aren't worried that if they make a run, is Mahomes like capable of winning them another Super Bowl? Of course. And then you think about some other teams, like let's go with the Colts, who are 6-1, have the best record in the NFL. And then you look at who's backing them up, and it's untrusted, unproven Daniel Jones.
6 wins doesn't prove it for you, Kyle?
I'm speaking from the public perspective. It definitely proves it for me. I am an Indiana Jones believer, but
nice.
The public maybe has a different sentiment, which honestly, maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm just saying that. I don't know. I feel like if you looked up Super Bowl odds, I am betting the Colts are not at the top of the list. I'll say that much.
I think it's fair.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the person that touches the ball almost every play. And so basically, Matt and I wanted to go through and put these quarterbacks into a tier list, which is maybe one of the most overdone concepts on any social media platform, but specifically YouTube. And so we'll go through the tiers S through F. And so I guess I'll run through them really quick, and we'll talk about which each of the tiers are. And then, of course, we'll start at the bottom and then work our way up, I think is the way to do it.
Yep. I like it.
All right. I'll go through them, and then I'll ask you for your initial thoughts before we dive in. So the bottom tier is going to just be F, and this is lowest possible tier. These are your trash quarterbacks, and they are bad. And not only are they bad, but they also have a downside. So these are the teams like that, aren't even sure who they're playing week to week. Who is it? The Jets. And it's like, they're not sure if they're starting Tyrod Taylor or, I should try to think who the other guy is, but
Justin Fields.
It's tough.
Yeah. Fields. And, it doesn't matter, to be honest, as if you're like, because I saw the coach's interview of the Jets, and he was like, yeah, we're actually not going to announce, they're playing the Bengals this week. We're not going to announce who we're starting because we don't want to give the Bengals a competitive advantage. And it's like, dude,
I love that excuse so much. Like that
I know.
I love coach speak sometimes because I love coaches like Dan Campbell that tell it like it is, but I also love the coaches that are so esoteric with the things that they're saying. And it's like, every team announces their quarterback ahead of time. Like, you haven't unlocked some like new strategy. You're just not. Both your guys are not very good, unfortunately. Anyway,
yeah, I like in his head are the like his who's Aaron Glenn. Like in his head is their team spending like 12 hours looking at Justin Fields like tape.
And like
no, dude.
Yeah, and who's that exactly? And who's that? Like they have to be practicing like. They have to be running plays with one. Like, are they both running plays side by side and like different?
So that's our F tier. Next up, we'll call F plus. This was initially would normally be D, but I think the reasoning here is it doesn't really feel like these quarterbacks are good enough to be in a D tier. So we throw them in an F plus. And these are bad quarterbacks, but they have a little bit of an upside. So that's the idea.
Yeah, there's still something to believe in there. Something to be like, oh,
sure.
Either we've seen it before, or you can see some of the pieces there. They're just not putting them together yet. They're still bad.
So next, as goes with typical grade school grading, we skip E because that's just what you do.
Yep. And
then we'll go to C tier, which this is a player quarterback who is able to keep their team afloat when you really need them. And that's not necessarily like you rely on him, but I mean, as a quarterback position, you need to be able to keep your team afloat, win some games, maybe go 500. And that's sort of who we're probably looking at in this C tier. Next, B tier. And that'll be a quarterback who is able to earn their team a regular season top seed. So probably not a proven quarterback who's been deep in the playoffs, or someone who has been deep in the playoffs but is now old. That's also probably someone that could be here. And so, yeah, that's the B tier. We're starting to get into territory where it's like these are legitimate quarterbacks that you're scared of. So now we're moving into A tier, and this is a quarterback who can certainly win a Super Bowl if they're with the right team. So you got to have somebody surrounding you. Again, I'll throw out the Mahomes example again. It feels like no matter who Mahomes has around him, he somehow scrambles and makes a ridiculous throw while he's like spinning and doing a 720, and his knee is like it's half a millimeter from the ground and still gets the ball out of his hands, and some guy that you've never heard of catches it and they get a first down. And yeah, so that would be like a player like Patrick Mahomes on a terrible team. The thing is, though, like he's on a decent team. The Chiefs are decent, so he probably won't fall into that A category. And the next final one is going to be S tier, which, first of all, great for tier lists that S exists and double S and triple S. I love that instead of just like adding more letters to the end, we chose to add more as like a community of humans. We chose to add more letters at the top, and we chose S.
We like the top end. We like to talk about. It's like when people say like, there's like, oh, this is all the people who are goats. It's like, okay, first time he's greatest of all time, so you can't. There's only one by definition. And then these are my like goats of goats, and it's like another tier past that. Like inflation of our rankings, and we do it too. This is our S tier.
Absolutely. And so S tier is your Super Bowl contender level QB. So these are the guys that
there you go.
S for Super Bowl. That makes sense. So that's about it. I think the way I wanted to do this was sort of have us both go through. I'll start. I can name some guys that we're gonna sort of group in that I think you're probably on the same page, that we'll group into that F lowest bottom, F minus.
Yeah.
Bad quarterbacks that are really dragging the team down potentially. And then we can kind of move from there.
Yeah,
but
you go, and I'll tell you if I have any objections. How about that? I'll be like, no, this guy's moving up, or even worse, down.
Sure. All right. Let's move into it then. My first guy that I'm putting in the F tier is going to be Tua.
Yep.
Okay.
Throw him down
no
there.
Objections there.
Dude,
it feels like that one felt so safe.
Oh, it's awful. I was so excited for him. I remember him leaving college. He was the Bama quarterback, and I was just like, this guy's so sick. And maybe it's the concussions, but he just keeps throwing picks, man. And you just you just can't do that. That's just simple.
No, and I think it is the concussions, man, because he did have like a year there where the Dolphins were awesome, and they were putting up 50 points a game. Mike McDaniels looked like the man. The whole team was on fire. They had Tyreek, and then it all fell apart.
Yep.
So yeah, all right, let's keep going. Justin Fields is another one. We talked about him earlier. Him or Tyrod Taylor. It's like, do you want to have bad or bad? It doesn't really get any better. That's my next one.
No objections.
Sweet. My next one, this guy we probably will defer on because we spoke highly of him in the past. Cam Ward. It's been long enough. I'm putting him down there. Mind you, the Titans are bad, but he also has had like the lowest QBR every week, it feels like, and he's his pocket, he's in the pocket for like half a second each down. Like the O-line has been bad for the Titans, but even with that, I mean, dude, he's not doing enough. And so I have him in my F tier.
And so I'm not going to really fight this one very hard. I think he's still got some upside. I mean, he's still a rookie. He's played 7 games.
Sure.
But man, I think his arm is really, really good. I think he knows how to find receivers with his eyes. Like it just feels like it's not happening. I haven't watched enough Titans to be totally honest here. The thing that's really tough, I saw someone saying his hands are small, like his hands are like a 10th percentile hand size for quarterbacks.
I love that.
And it kind of, maybe I just saw it and wanted to believe it because he's had some of the ugliest drops of the whole season. Like he'll be moving back from the pocket and it's just like there's like butter on the ball or something and he literally drops it. And I can't. I know I said like 1 minute ago that the only thing you can't do is throw a pick. Actually, the only thing you can't do is literally drop the ball as a quarterback. It might be even worse than a pick because you're farther downfield the other way. So I'm not going to fight this one too hard. But if we get a Cam Ward resurgence in 3 years, I won't be surprised. I'll just say that.
Yeah, no, neither will I. I guess I am ranking my midseason quarterback tiers. The scope of it is very short-sighted.
That's
I'm looking like this season. and that's it. And from that perspective, he is bad, and it feels like it is bringing the Titans down. You bring the Titans down with him. Unfortunately, I don't want to slander Cam Ward because I also believe in him. And you're right. He passes the eye test. You watch him throw the ball. He throws it a million miles an hour, and it hits the guy in the chest, and then they don't catch it.
I feel like I've seen it too many times, but you're right. I mean, he has been the worst quarterback this year. At least that's played like more than 5 of the games.
All right. Next one, hopefully less controversy here. I'm going to throw Kyler in there, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, honestly, man, I remember at the beginning of the season, I was kind of excited for them. There was a lot of chatter about Marvin Harrison maybe having his year, not happening. And then Kyler also just in this weird limbo state where he should be a running quarterback, it seems, but then he ends up throwing the ball a lot and it doesn't work. And I don't know. It's not looking good.
It's not pretty. It's really bad when the backup comes in because you're injured and they look significantly more competent. And I'll spoil
that's
this.
true. And it's Jacoby Brissett.
I'm putting Jacoby Brissett in my C tier. My C tier, I think, like can keep a team afloat if you need him to, and I would call that's what Brissett is doing. And again, short-sighted. He has not had a great career, but
dude, he's bounced around to like every team. Jacoby Brissett has actually played on like every single. I remember when he was with the Browns, and I was like, I was a believer for a minute, and then I think we had him play a game and he lost, and then that was the end of that.
I'm not going to say the Cardinals. People were not wrong to say that the Cardinals could at least be frisky this year. The people I think were betting for them to win the division, I think were probably wrong. But Kyler has just been so poor, and it doesn't feel like there's much upside anymore. Like there's always a discussion of the rushing and everything. But anyway. Kyler's in my F tier as well. I'll let you keep going.
Okay. My next one, who I think I've got 2 more in here. The next one's going to be Geno Smith. And the Raiders, their last game, they got shut out 31-0 by the Chiefs. Geno threw for 60-something yards was all. And he just has looked pitiful the whole season. Raiders are another team that I felt like really, man, dude, being a fan would be tough because at the beginning of the season, it felt like you had a lot of hope. You had Ashton Jetty coming in, and gosh, I'm blanking on the tight end's name, but they looked great, and now it's all falling apart. They played Kenny Pickett for a little bit, and like you just don't know what you're doing. Honestly, I don't hate Kenny Pickett. I like almost would throw. I don't mind them playing him.
Yeah, it's been bad for Geno. All right, this is the last guy. It's bad for Geno. The last guy that I'm really curious if this is your last guy as well for me is McCarthy. What's your thoughts on that?
You said JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
Come on, he's unproven. He's hardly seen the guy. Dude, he's been out with a mysterious ankle injury. Did you see there was a clip of him in this past game where like one of the receivers for the oh my gosh, who'd they just play? The Vikings just played the oh my gosh. Anyways, and the player
Chargers last night.
Yeah, the Chargers last night.
Yeah.
And it was a Chargers receiver, and they were running out of bounds, and they like run right into McCarthy, and he does like a crazy pirouette and jumps out of the way, and he looks so healthy. Like so.
All right, so you believe that pirouette sold you? He's athletic.
It did, honestly. I think, yeah. I mean, well, it sold me that he's healthy. It didn't sell me that he's a good quarterback. And so I don't hate having him in F tier. I didn't even have him on my list because he played the first game and then it's been the Wentz show.
That's fair. Yeah. No, that's fair. I guess I'm a believer in the conspiracy theory that he got benched, not injured, and getting benched for Carson Wentz, who hasn't been awful, but he has. Well, no, he's been awful if you're for being relative. He's been in the Cam Ward QBR tier. He's going in my F- tier.
That's fine.
Who's your last guy?
My last guy was Bryce Young, and I'm already talking myself out of it.
Good. Bryce Beavers.
They only, I guess, watching the first.
Dude, they're 4-3.
Watching the first 3 or 4 games of the season, he looked pitiful and looked like maybe the worst quarterback in the league. And then since then, they've won 3 games. My dude was against the Dolphins, the Jets, and that's right, they beat the Cowboys.
And they beat the Cowboys.
Cowboys game was great, and he looked good there. So I'm fine.
Carolina doesn't even have that great of a team. I mean, they've got some really good players. Their new receiver, Tet, is honestly extremely talented. And the Rico Dowdle resurgence there for 2 games was kind of exciting. But it's not like they have this incredible team, and they're 4-3. And so I credit a lot of that to Bryce Young, at least for the wins that he was there for. I think he can be in the F tier, but he's got to be in the plus side of it. I think he's got upside.
Fine. We'll move him. That's fine.
Cool.
All right. We'll move into that tier now, which is the bad quarterbacks, but they have an upside.
Sure.
So honestly, do you want to? We can switch it up, and I'll let
Sure.
we can have you go through. You go through this one.
I'll go quick, and I think all these will be fairly chalk, but you never know.
Okay.
All right, I've got Mac Jones, I've got Spencer Rattler, I've got Jackson Dart, I've got Dylan Gabriel, and then I have CJ Stroud. Any reactions to those five?
Double checking my maths here. Jackson Dart I don't like. I have him higher.
I love that. I was hoping
I
you'd
want
have him
Jackson
higher.
I want Jackson Dart moved. Is he going to win them a Super Bowl? Can he win them a Super Bowl? I don't think so. Can he keep them afloat? I would say I think so, man.
He has been keeping them afloat.
Keeping them afloat. I like Jackson Dart, especially
Cool.
like as a rookie rolling in there and has been like the face of the team. I'm in.
Cool. I'm happy to be in. I'm happy to be in. What
Yep.
about CJ Stroud? Any objections on the Stroud in F?
No, I'm not going to bat for CJ Stroud.
Thank goodness. It has been such an exciting rookie season. Obviously, everybody said all the things there's to say about him. It's just been ugly this year. Really, 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 really ugly. He can't put a throw together this year. And O-line's bad. I get it. He just can't put a throw together this year. It's any range of the field, and he has people who can catch the ball. It's not like he's out of weapons. But I will at least admit that he's still got upside. Someone who's that
For
good
sure, dude. They've crushed a couple teams. Right? They beat the Ravens 44-10.
They did. No, exactly. Yeah, and it was like, he's not.
Every once in a while, he shows face. But no, I'm not going to bat for him. Otherwise, I think I'm on board. Oh, the other one I do have Mac Jones / Brock Purdy above, which for me they're kind of interchangeable at this point. I think Mac Jones has been fine.
I think Mac Jones has been fine. I think they're 5-2, and they're basically a hospital team. So I think Mac Jones. I think it's a lot of credit there. I had Brock Purdy higher, but we haven't seen him much this year. So I'm not really gonna fight it that hard. But I think Brock Purdy is significantly better. Anyway,
and then I'm trying to think. The only other guy, did you did not have Penix there either?
So I do have Penix in the C tier. I do have Penix in C. We can talk about that if you want to keep him.
Well, who did I? No, I think maybe I'm getting too saturated in the C tier. So let's keep Penix down in F plus. He's bad but has upside, which is fine. Honestly, he was my pick for sophomore slump, and so from that perspective, I need to keep my ball knowledge high, and so I'll say he's terrible.
Man, the thing with Penix is the floor and the ceiling are both really high. Or really low for the floor, really high for the ceiling. Mm-hmm. They beat the Bills. They just had some really good games that the whole thing with Penix is that he slings the ball downfield, and when he's doing that, especially because Drake London is so tall and has such a large catch radius, like it looks awesome. And I am a full believer. Like, if the point of C tier is can he keep the team afloat, I think Penix has enough good games that he can keep a team afloat. Like, absolutely. I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl, but I also just I wouldn't call him bad yet. I think he can be bad. But if let's keep your face saved and we'll keep him in F plus tier. That's fine.
Sweet. I'm the only other guy I'm trying to think of that we have not mentioned. We didn't talk about Dylan Gabriel at all, I don't think yet.
Yeah, I think he's got upside. You tell me. You're the.
I do. I've been watching him the last few weeks, and I think he's worse than Joe Flacco. I think
it's tough that they benched for him.
It is, and sold for it. We got rid of Flacco, and then Flacco obviously had the dream game against Aaron Rodgers. Maybe my favorite game of the season, just because of the
Unk Bowl was so exciting.
Yeah, the Unk Bowl. So I'll throw Dylan Gabriel also in that tier,
cool.
But with Flacco being a little bit higher.
Okay,
I'm losing track a little bit, but we're trying to stay afloat here.
We can make a graphic or something after. It'll be good. All right,
okay, let's go. Yeah, let's go to C tier. So the guy I just mentioned, Joe Flacco.
Yep, agreed.
Okay. Next guy, Trevor Lawrence.
Agreed. Yep. I think both those
C tier?
guys are definition. They're keeping the team afloat. That's what Joe
Yeah.
Flacco. He's a mercenary at keeping the team afloat. Yeah.
And then I convinced you on Jackson Dart, so he's now C tier.
Hey, I'm happy to be. Yes, he's in C tier.
Sweet. Bo Nix is my next guy.
Yeah, same.
Nice.
I live in Denver. I'm not a Broncos fan. I live in Denver, so it's exciting for me when the Broncos are doing good. The energy's high. Denver cares about the Broncos very much, and we're now solidly into his sophomore campaign, and I think the hype is a little bit. I think people still really like Bo Nix. I don't know if they believe in him the same. There's not that same like, oh my gosh, he could do this as there was when he was a freshman, when he's a rookie rather. I think calling him C tier is perfectly what he is.
It's funny though, man, because the Broncos are like, their team is good.
He's really good.
And it's just like it's weird that but you're right, like he doesn't get the same respect or love as a lot of these other quarterbacks that have that. What are they, 5-2?
And I know that Denver fans, if they could justify it, would give him the respect. That's
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. Okay. And then the last guy. So I think we determined what did we throw Mac? Did you have Brock Purdy here? You have him even
Brock
higher.
Purdy's here. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That's fine. And then the last guy I have in here is Caleb Williams.
Okay. So I'm putting Caleb Williams in the B tier, and I will vote bat for this one. And I'm putting Aaron Rodgers in the C tier.
Yeah. Okay. That's the difference we have.
You have Aaron Rodgers in B or A or something. I said.
I have in B. Yeah.
Okay. So give me the argument there for Aaron Rodgers and B.
Okay, first of all, after watching him throw a 70-yard bomb to the end zone, I trust his arm, and he's honestly, man, he's been moving well, and it feels like I'll watch him, and it just feels like a different kind of football. It feels like an older, like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, like that era of football that he's still playing. Way different than last year with the Jets. This year with the Steelers feels great because now he's 2 years post Achilles tear.
Yep.
And I think he's looked great this season. The Steelers are looking like they're going to win the AFC North.
So I guess that's the question. I know they're well ahead of Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to win the AFC North?
As of right now, yeah, I would bet they're the odds favorite too. So I'm really just going with Vegas here in that one.
You're inciting Vegas as now I feel stupid for arguing against you. No. I just don't know if I see it. I worry about the offense. I think DK Metcalf is like a weapon, but not that consistent. I think Jaylen Warren has been good, but not. I worry they don't have it enough, and the defense has been kind of paper mache, which has been the thing for the Steelers. Like, I know we're talking about quarterbacks here, but I am judging Aaron Rodgers by can I think he can, his current version of himself, can he lead the Steelers to a top seed? Oh, man, I don't know. I guess the only person I'd be betting on is Baltimore, and they're way behind.
Baltimore's way behind right now, but they have Lamar back, and it feels like, there's a lot of chatter about Baltimore, putting now is the time.
If they lose this week,
it's going to be really, really hard for them to pull together. I do think this. So that's my argument for it, and I think like the way we defined, what do I have him in B tier, where he can earn the team a regular season top seed. Based on that, I mean, he absolutely fits the bill, and I mean, given everything he's done in his career, it's like hard to keep him out of there.
All right, I'll let you keep Aaron Rodgers in B. I think we should keep Caleb Williams also in B. He has had a few dud halves. I don't think he's had a game this year where he has had just a stinker front to back. He's one of the more talented quarterbacks in the league. I think most people would say that. He's sometimes inaccurate, and he sometimes honestly takes too long to get the ball out of the pocket. And I think he's doing better at that, and he's going to have more time to be in Ben Johnson's offensive schemes. And he's got a good team around him. I think he's a B tier quarterback. So I'll stand down on that one, but I'll stand down on Rodgers, but I won't stand down on Caleb. So I feel like we got our C tier built out here. Jacoby Brissett. I'm putting him in C. What are your thoughts?
Dude, I mean, honestly, go higher now.
Sure.
That's fine. That's fine.
Cool.
You said C
Okay.
tier? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the B tier. This is where we're gonna have to start really like some of these guys are very good. These are very good quarterbacks.
Sure.
I'm gonna have Jordan Love. I'm gonna have Drake May. I'm gonna have Daniel Jones. And I'm gonna have Sam Darnold. And I think all of those guys. Well, we already talked about Caleb and Aaron Rodgers, so those are the last two. I think all four of those guys can and likely will earn their team a regular season either top seed or at worst second seed. I think all of them are still unproven enough for one reason or another that I don't feel comfortable putting them in the quarterback winning tier. So what are your reactions to those four?
I had Daniel Jones higher. I have him in A, but
Sure.
I'll concede that one. We can move Daniel Jones to B. I think just given how he played last year and everything with him, maybe the Colts they've looked amazing and Daniel Jones has looked good, but I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is the man, and when you have that sort of a threat in the running back position, this is supposed to be a quarterback tier list,
Sure.
and I'm fine with moving him down. I'm just a Colts truther, so.
No, I would like to. I'm not fully a Colts truther yet. As in, I think they're probably one of the best teams in the NFL. I am purely a playoffs. I'm not sure I'm a Colts truther. Yeah. And it's the easiest thing in sports to say is I want to see you prove it. But it's who's excited to hear that. But I'm gonna have to say that with the Colts, and that's why.
Fine.
Cool. Okay, so that's our B. So now we're in the A, and these are guys who, if they have the right team, they can, and some of them have won a Super Bowl. So who do you have here?
Sure, I'll rip through them here because we're getting to the point where I think we've now officially gotten to. I think it should smooth out here. So that's Matt Stafford.
Yep,
my first.
Yep.
Nice. Jared Goff.
Absolutely. Go Lions.
I have Hurts in here.
Yeah, I think this is right. He should not be any lower than this. Like, absolutely.
No, of course not. Yeah.
He is not the most talented quarterback, but he just won the Super Bowl and played great the whole playoffs. And yes, he knows how to win.
Fine. Next one, Dak. Dak feels pretty secure here. The Cowboys have looked really good this season.
Dak has been awesome.
Dak's been putting up awesome numbers. He's looked great. Even with CeeDee Lamb being out, they played well. And yeah. And then last guy is going to be Justin Herbert.
Absolutely Justin Herbert. He's had one or two stinkers, but the games where he is playing well and he's both running and finding the deep passes, he looks so awesome. And he looks like what he's been promised to be. My main question here is, where is Jaden Daniels?
Dude, I had him. I had him in B. I didn't even realize I skipped him.
Okay.
You have Jaden Daniels in A tier?
I do have Jaden Daniels in A tier.
I mean, after last season, he put together
as a rookie,
nearly made it to the
exactly.
Super Bowl,
they got beaten fairly handily by the Eagles in the title game, in the championship game, but in the conference championship game. But he proved it. I mean, he proved it against the 1 seed Lions. It's been a rough campaign for him in 2025. He's been a little banged up, and it's hard to really tell exactly how effective he has been. And honestly, most of Washington's been banged up, but I just think the talent's there. If the question is, could he win a Super Bowl with the right team? I think Jaden Daniels could. But also, people were saying this a year ago, probably with CJ Stroud, and now he's in our F tier. So,
the mighty have fallen. Yeah,
exactly.
It moves fast, moves quickly. That's fine. I feel like you've given me a lot of them, so we can move him up. And after last season, I kind of forgot about how good he looked last year with the Commanders. And I think it's mainly just the start of their season hasn't been tremendous.
Inspiring.
Yeah. So that's fine though. All right, let's rip the heavy hitters S tier. You can lead it off here. I think basically by process of elimination, we should have the same ones.
We should have the same ones. I mean, I did include Joe Burrow just for respect's sake. He really hasn't played this year, obviously. But other than Joe Burrow, we have Baker Mayfield, we have Lamar Jackson, we have Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. Point being, and important to say, I have those ordered, that 4. We don't have to keep them ordered necessarily, but I think that is the quarterback power rankings to me. And honestly, shout out Baker Mayfield. The fact that he is in discussion with those three guys who have been some of the best athletes in all of sports for years now. And Baker Mayfield was cut by the Carolina Panthers like 3 years ago. Just shout out Baker Mayfield. So,
That's fine. I think if I was going to put them in order,
yeah,
you've got to put Patrick at 1.
I think so.
It's hard to not consider him to be the best quarterback of like,
At
really
least the best winning quarterback.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Josh, you could.
You make an argument. Yeah, you can make an argument that Joe
talent.
Burrow. Yeah, if you put Joe Burrow on the Chiefs team, but Joe Burrow's not on the Chiefs team,
Exactly.
and hasn't won Super Bowls with them. So, yeah, that feels fine. And then your second one was Josh Allen.
Yep.
Yeah, that's.
And he
I'm on
beat
board with
Lamar
that.
last year.
Yep. MVP. Yeah.
Exactly. He beat Lamar
Yeah.
in the playoffs and in the MVP race, and I just think Lamar has solidly gone to the third spot.
Yeah, and even on it, this season's like it's been tough for Lamar, and like that's another tough point. And with the rest of the Bills team and everything, I mean that obviously plays into it a lot. But even just from a quarterback position, I'm on board with that. And then having Baker as our last guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not. We're not going to try and recap it. I do think it's fun to make a graphic, but
BMS. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. We're in a weird spot with, well, I won't even say weird. This is every year. There's just there is a large talent differential. It feels like between our F- guys and our S guys. And
Yeah, is that? I don't know if that's that new though.
exactly.
You think
That's
so?
why I kind of
Like-
walked it. No, that's why I walked
Oh,
it
okay.
back. I
Okay.
actually don't think it's that weird. I nearly said it's weird, but then I was thinking about some of the quarterbacks from like 2015. I'm like, no, not weird.
Dude, yeah, even earlier. I mean, it's always as a Cleveland guy. I mean, it's always felt like we've never had a quarterback.
Yeah.
Ever, and it's always felt like if we could put that one piece together, it would help the team so much. And we've always just had total stinkers.
Well, I don't even
Besides-
know if there's like help coming. The new NFL draft, I just don't think anybody's going to get that excited about at least their quarterback options. So I guess we're going to have to, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to keep playing. Joe Flacco's going to have to keep playing. We need him. We need him for the
until they're 50. Yeah.
Yeah.
First 50-year-old quarterback.
Yeah. Get Tom Brady out of retirement. Why not?
Okay. Do you have anything else you want to say about the NFL QB mid-season tier list?
You know what? I don't. I might regret saying this, but let's try and post that graphic somewhere. I don't know where that's going to be. Maybe our YouTube community tab or something, just so it's there and it'll hold us accountable for it. But go check out the graphic and follow us.
We can
where
see
we
how
post it.
Yeah, we can see how it fares in the coming weeks, how it ages.
Exactly. Yeah. If it takes end up being bad, we can just not post it.
Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
look stupid.
All right, to end the episode, and I've got a little bit. It's not even really a personal question. It's more of just a non-sports question though, and I think it'd be fun to answer. So, are you familiar with like the game you maybe played it in like middle school at the lunch table where it's like FMK would be the acronym, and it stands for, well, we'll say like date, marry, kill, or like kiss, marry, kill. Sure.
Yes,
we haven't really sworn yet, so I don't want to just like open that can of worms. So we'll keep it there. I wanted to do something like that, but instead of having it be that, it's going to be vacation.
Okay.
I guess
Okay.
it's like long-term live and then never visit ever again.
Love it. Okay.
And I'm asking Matt this because for those of you that don't know, Matt's traveled a good bit of the country that's most of what I know him. He might also be a world traveler, but I know he's visited most of the big cities in the United States. And so I think I'm interested to hear his opinion. And so the 3 cities I'm going to give you are also geared towards you and also a little bit selfishly me. And those are going to be Houston, Texas, which I visited and is on my list of bottom 5 cities I've ever been to.
Okay.
Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
And Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Okay. All right. So talking purely cities, I don't get the rest of Colorado, assumedly, for visiting. Is that?
If you're visiting, no. I mean, unless you consider visiting, we'll say it's a week trip, like a full 7-day trip.
Okay. I'm going to say I haven't spent a ton of time in Columbus. I have spent time in Columbus.
I was afraid of that. I knew you had been, but I didn't know. I was trying to think of a good city that both of us have spent a good amount of time in.
I've been. I think enough to characterize it. I really enjoyed my vacation to Columbus. I would vacation Columbus. It's not going to be the most exciting vacation. I can admit that.
It's a crazy vacation spot, but okay, I get it.
But if my other two options are those two, and I am going to be picking Denver for live. I live in Denver.
Wow.
Yeah.
Throwing
I live in Denver.
away Houston.
I know. Listen to this.
Trust me.
I live in Denver. I grew up in Houston. That's the kind of final context here. I love a lot of people from Houston. My family still lives there. I love seeing people when I go back. Purely just lifestyle wise, I don't like the heat. I don't like the car centric everything. Me and Houston just don't get along lifestyle wise, and that's totally fine. But I do know this. I wouldn't vacation there. I do know that. I would vacation.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's where it comes down to. Is I want to live in Denver and I don't want to vacation in Houston. So that's how it works out.
Sweet. All right, I'm on board with that. No qualms for me. I'm on board.
Okay. What? Would you switch vacation and live? I'm curious. As an Ohioan.
Yeah, I definitely would. But that's also probably because I have lived in Columbus, so I wouldn't vacation there. You know, it's like
exactly.
It makes it a tricky question. Which I guess you're on the same boat because you do live in Denver. So, but nonetheless, Denver, I would say, is like a good city to vacation to.
It is, and especially if you can get out into the mountains, that adds. I mean, that's more than half the appeal of living in Denver is being able to get to the mountains easily. And so, but Denver as a city is honestly quite nice. I enjoy it. So
sweet. Okay, thanks.